quick shout out to all of our sponsors. Started with Taigatu. This is a brand that's based out here in the Northwest, started by two brothers, and their motto is freedom from ordinary. This brand is an amazing lifestyle brand. Go check them out, Taigatu. Use the code TOPRATEDMMA for a discount at the checkout. Reweb, they're a veteran-owned digital marketing agency, and they're on a mission to help 1 million small businesses and feed 1 billion people by giving back. In fact, if you go to their website, you can fill out a form right now. They will give you a personalized video review of your website and help you with some strategies for free. Just tell them Top Rated MMA sent you. Go check them out, rewebbed.com. Combat flags. They do flags like the one behind me and the original combat flag, which is a 4x6-inch flag made by fatigues that are donated to combat flags from soldiers that wore them. And the cool thing is, every combat flag that comes out to you has the story of the soldiers that wore that fatigue. They have donated close to $80,000 to Stop Soldier Suicide, a great organization. Go check them out, Combat Flags. Rep Sports. Look, this is not your typical supplement store. These guys have everything and they taste great and it's good prices. Protein, weight loss, muscle build, pre-workout, you name it, they've got it. Plus, they're the makers of Raise Energy. Like I said, go check them out. Rep Sports at topratedmma.com. Use the code TOPRATEDMMA for 15% off your order and go order them today. Amanda, you're a Bellator fighter, all-around badass. Thank you so much for taking time. I so appreciate it.
I appreciate you too, man. Thank you.
Yeah, you train out of probably one of the best gyms that I know of in Warrior Camp out there, but you weren't always there. You used to be at a gym called Animals MMA out there in Hubbard, Oregon. What made you decide to change, and how's Warrior Camp going for you?
I changed for a few reasons. I mean, I was just, all around needing a change.
Gotcha.
And just, I wanted to come out here and just get a new feel on things and just, I don't know, take myself in a different direction when it comes to my career. I just kind of felt like I needed something more, I guess.
Yeah.
I mean, I had quite a lot of skill, at my disposal being at Animals MMA. I had some really, strong teammates and whatnot, but I really like being at Warrior Camp. My manager, Jason, got me linked up with them, and I was already in the process of thinking about relocating, actually, before I ever actually came out here. It was funny because Roxanne Modafferi, who I'm close with, she was like, "So what do I got to do to convince you to come out here?" Like, she wanted me to come out to Vegas and join Syndicate, and I almost considered it, actually. I really heavily thought about going that way instead, but I wanted to stay on the West Coast and or stay just kind of in the area that I'm used to. And I've got family out here as well. My grandmother's out here who hasn't seen me like half my life.
Okay.
The change was just looking for just something different, something more.
Yeah.
And now, I have, multiple coaches and really, really good teammates that are, always there. And we're just being in a bigger location. It's been great.
Yeah.
That's just really about it. It was just, me just wanting change for myself.
Yep.
For a lot of different reasons. We could probably sit here for hours and talk about that, but just, I needed change. I needed some necessary change for myself and whatnot. It's not going quite as I had hoped, just, because of the COVID shutdown, and it ended up taking me back to Oregon, unfortunately, but so now I'm having to divide my time between home and coming up here to train and going back home. So it's just I'm going to have to figure that out as time goes by, what's going to happen. But for now, it's, I'm here and doing really good. I love it. It's great camp.
Yeah, you can't go wrong with Pablo Alfonso and the team he's got over there. Amazing job for those guys, and excited to have you at Warrior Camp because those guys are close. I'm really close with those guys in general anyways, and such great people over there. But you've been fighting for a long time with a background in karate, aikido, Hungar, and Tai Chi. I think your first MMA fight was back in 2008. But I was looking at your record there, and in 2018, you didn't have any fights on your record. What happened during that year when you didn't have any fights?
I was going through a lot of personal battles within myself, things that I'm actually even kind of working on even right now. Yeah. Just improvement of my own emotional state and mentality and so forth. But there was a lot going on that year. I had I had my debut in Bellator, and then I had another fight which I ended up losing. And something about that, I don't know what it was. Like something about that loss really just kind of drove me down, and I started to really kind of get stuck in my head and question if this was something I really wanted to keep doing or if it was even worth my time. And I just kind of, I don't know, I felt a lot of uncertainty within myself. So I actually went back to work, working regular 9 to 5. I went back to my welding job, which welding and fabricating is something that's kind of been a passion of mine for the last several years of my life. And I would love to actually take it further. That's kind of my idea of a fallback at this point, I guess, for when I'm ready to retire. But like, I also, my mother, she was going into we knew she was going to be having heart surgery, and this is actually the second heart surgery she's had in her life. So that year we knew something was coming, and I think they wanted me to fight in like June or something, and then my mom's surgery was happening in April. So I went back to Medford, Oregon, actually for like 3-4 weeks. I was down there while she was in the hospital and taking care of that, because all my family lives in California, and I'm kind of the only one who really keeps an eye on my mother. Gotcha. So she needed me, and in the end, I had to kind of take priorities in that direction and go down there and make sure that, things were okay. So that year was just a really rough year for me, mentally, emotionally, and I was just like, I can't commit to a fight right now. I don't even know if I want to keep doing this. So I took the whole year to find out what it was I wanted to do with myself,
Yeah. Yeah, and that kind of leads to the next question. Obviously, all fighters train physically for fights, but I'm very interested in the mindset of fighters, and how do you train mentally for your fights?
God, see, that's the thing is, like, over the years, that's my I guess my answer to that has really changed in a lot of ways. I think the key thing is definitely staying on schedule, staying on task, and kind of keeping keeping yourself, accountable for making it to training and being there when your coaches tell you to be there. And I was getting into a point where I was kind of making my own schedule, I guess you could say.
Okay.
Kind of trying to do my own thing, and it really wasn't working for me. So that was kind of a piece of advice that Enoch Wilson from Animals MMA really left me with before I left, is just, listen to your coaches. And, not that I never listened to them, it's just sometimes I get into a funk where I just kind of go and do my own thing because I just was so disconnected. Like it's been kind of, we all, I think, struggle with some sort of mental, blockade to some degree. Totally. We all struggle with our own emotional setbacks and so forth. So definitely, I'd see myself in a lot of ways get stuck in a place where I shouldn't be. So I guess the biggest thing is just to, I've learned that I really have to learn to push things out of the way, and not get distracted by the stresses and the things that surround life, because we all go through it. We all have things that come up, and people that make it hard on us, and then we have people who just want to watch us excel, so they're there in any kind of way, shape, or form. So I think it's a matter of just bringing your tribe close to you that is going to be consistent to help you and keep your mind there. And even when I'm by myself, I have to do things to make myself feel better, because I'm the type that kind of gets stuck in my head a little too much. So it's just a matter of, if I feel like I'm getting clouded in my head, if I feel like I'm stressing about too much that shouldn't be important at that time, I've got to find something else. So I've actually realized, because like some people I've noticed they'll go run or they'll do something active, of course, to get their mind clear. I've actually found a lot of solace in swimming.
Okay.
That's something I've been picking up, and that's kind of what's nice about the area I'm at, because Idaho's full of lakes. They're huge, full of huge, enormous lakes that are beautiful. So just being out in nature, I think, is a big one for me. I don't know, I can't really speak for everybody else, and some people like to draw close to who they're around. I personally like to spend as much time alone as I can, because I guess I get ready for the fact that I'm in the gym, I'm around a bunch of people all the time, every day, for hours a night, and then I go to the show and it's just people, and I'm like, I can be a people person, but at the same time, I'm kind of not, so it's having to battle with the crowd and the cameras and stuff. I think during my camp, I try to find as much alone time as possible. And I find that by going places out the wilderness or out in nature. And that's always been just a huge part of me, is just to seek that solidarity, or to seek that solitude, I should say.
Yeah.
When I'm getting ready for this, because it just helps me clear my mind, clear my spirit, clear my head, and feel like I can actually take on the day. Otherwise, I get so stuck in my own anxieties and my own fears, that it's like I get paralyzed, and I feel like I can't move. I feel like I lose my focus to go out and get done what I need to get done. So it's like I really have to realign my mind with what's important. So for me, it's kind of difficult sometimes, because I have such an active mentality and I think of things in so many different ways. It's I have that ruminating thought process that sometimes holds me back. So it's a matter of just having to focus on what's important. So I guess that would be the biggest thing, is just spending time alone for me, and just clearing my energy.
Gotcha. Well, you were born out in Oakland, but you obviously now live on a ranch, and ranch and farm strength is so much different than gym strength. When you're in the cage, how much of an advantage does that ranch and farm strength give you?
I think a good amount. I mean, there's definitely, like you said, there's a difference between gym strength and somebody who's just been working all their life.
Yeah.
I've grappled with men who were much older than me, older guys who were just stupid strong,
Right.
And a lot of guys that I know who are laborers or who do some sort of like construction, anything, who do some sort of like heavy labor for their own work in their own life. Those seem to be the strongest people in the gym always.
Right.
So I think it does make a difference. I guess it really depends on how much you do and how hard it is every single day. And it is just, it's repetitive, really.
Yeah.
So I guess it really just, it depends. I would say that a lot of it too can be mentally exhausting.
Sure.
Like when I was back home for the week of my birthday, we had a day where we had to go stack hay and get it out of the field. Because we source our own hay off of the 50 acres that we live on. And that's a whole lot of go there, load it up until you can't load anymore, go back, unload it, go back for more, back and forth. And literally, like, there was a day where I was so exhausted from doing it, I had to think of it as like, okay, this is round 1, this is round 2, this is the 3rd round, this is the last round, we're going to get the last of it. You know what I mean? So if anything, it kind of makes it's like your body kind of gets used to it after a while.
Yep.
You really do become accustomed to it, and it doesn't feel as exhausting, but it lasts longer. Like, I think we spent like a regular 6-8 hour day getting all that hay out of there, and then by the end of it, I was so drugged down, tired. I was like, but it definitely, it's like I said, it gets easier, but it still takes up so much time. It's like putting your 1 hour workout and kind of stretching it out for that length of time to get the job done, because you can't stop, and especially on a day when we had to get the hay out of there because rain was coming, which rain will destroy it.
Right. And
then you lose your source to feed your animals. So, it's very mentally exhausting, mentally tough, and it's physically demanding, it's physically tough. So I think in a way it does help me in some small avenues in the gym, just for mental toughness, and physical conditioning and so forth. I wouldn't say that I still have to train and do everything else to get ready for the actual fight itself, but
sure.
It's I kind of think it's a character developer too.
Oh, absolutely.
You can be there to do this type of stuff. It makes everything else seem a lot easier.
Yep. Oh yeah. Yeah, absolutely. Yeah. Every fighter loses, and you flip-flopped wins being at Bellator over the last few years, and every fighter has this, different reactions to losses. What do you do when you get a loss? Do you, go watch the tape? Do you hit the gym right away? Or what helps you kind of prepare for the next battle?
I hide.
You hide? Okay.
I go hide. I don't know. It really depends. Like, there's been times where I've lost a fight and I haven't given a shit. I just pack my stuff and say, whatever, let's go downstairs and party. And there's times where I've got my face in my hands, I'm crying like all fucking night. Excuse my language.
No, it's fine.
Yeah. But I don't know. I think it really depends. I still haven't really figured that out in myself, whether it's, me beating myself up, feeling like I didn't do enough, in my camp, or if, you know, I knew that I could have done something to prevent the loss. You know, I do kind of go again into those ruminating thoughts and just obsess over what the hell happened, what I might have done, and so forth. And I don't know, it depends. I mean, I definitely take a break. I definitely gotta take a break because I get so mentally stressed out from what I do.
Gotcha.
That it's even when I win, I've got to go hide for a few weeks and
Okay.
just decompress, you know. So I think
Right.
it's kind of the same. And even lately, I guess I don't know what it is. Even when I've had a really good win in the back of my head, I'm kind of been like, okay, can I go home now? you
Okay,
know, like
gotcha. Yeah, yeah.
that, you know, that excitement and that high of that celebration that I used to feel years and years ago kind of isn't there anymore. So it's all like, yeah, I won. It's cool. Yeah, I
Okay.
made. I want to go home. you
Right.
know, and just, you know, it just really depends. And it's still a part of me that I still haven't quite figured out. So I'm turning a little indifferent to all of it, really. But I definitely got to take a break. I think I don't get affected by it quite the way that some people do.
Sure.
You know, they take a loss and makes them mad, and then they go in the gym and they drive and they drive and they drive and they go right back the very next week. And I'm like, yeah, that's nice. I don't want to do that.
Right. Yeah, got to take a break.
I just got to take a break, and I just
Yeah.
got to decompress and figure it out and find that desire to be like, okay, I want to go back to the gym. you know.
Right.
Yeah.
Yeah.
I think I allow myself to sit off a little longer than I should, truthfully. Okay. But and I think I myself have to figure out a way to get out of that lazy funk.
Yeah.
Win or lose, really.
Yeah.
But yeah, you know, just it really depends on the situation. You know, I think even like my fight in New York, my second fight in Bellator was against Talita Nogueira, and I was so sure I was going to win that fight. Like, we had a great plan for that fight. We were geared up and ready, and there was just a few little things that I did that made mistakes that got me, you know, somebody jumping on my back, choking me out in a matter of a second, and getting chokes seemed to be my kryptonite. So I think I really, really took it hard with that fight, because it was just something that I was like, why does this keep happening? And I was just so upset about it and pissed off. And I think even a little bit with my fight with Arlene Blenko, like, that was one where I'm just like, okay, I got knocked out 22 seconds in the first round. That's fine. You know, that was the part that I think I struggled with the most. Like, it's fine that I lost, but at least let me fight. You know, let me get through at least a round or two before, if that was going to be what happens.
Yeah.
You know, that really upset me, because I had to find my way out of that funk to realize I kind of, you know, I don't know if I felt like I wasn't pushing myself enough in camp or what, or if I again had too much distractions, because I went into that fight a little fogged over, and like, I didn't really realize what was going on, or really let it sink in, I should say, until they closed the cage and started pulling the banners away, and I was like, oh shit, here we go. Shit.
Yeah.
I think it's you know, I think it really depends on where my mentality was too in that fight, to start with. If I was, you know, super focused, or if I was in la land, you know, in some stressed out ways, then that kind of makes me end up being mad at myself more than anything.
Yeah.
So, you know, it's another part of me that's like, I've over these years, I've just learned to be indifferent to it.
Yep. Nice. Well, what's coming up next for you? Any fights booked up for you?
September 11th, we're supposed to be fighting in Connecticut against Leslie Smith.
Oh, are you kidding me? That's going to be such a great fight. Oh, that's awesome.
I'm looking forward to it.
Yeah.
We had been working on a fight for September since like June.
Okay.
We thought maybe we'd have one in July or so forth. It wasn't happening. And again, with me having to move back home and everything I had going on, I really wasn't ready to commit to something. So I had to get things settled. And, you know, even when we moved, I took part of my family. I was like, once we get settled, I'll be here for a few weeks, and I'm going to have to turn right back around and go back. You know, I have to turn right back around and go and start training and do something, because I know I'm going to have a fight coming up. So I got to go. Yeah, I came here in July and got started and started training hard, and then my manager said that Bellator was looking at September. I was like, okay, great. I think we can be ready for that. They tried to push to see if I would fight actually on the card that's happening tonight.
Oh,
yeah, August 20th. But I was like, no.
yeah.
No, it just took a month of training away from me. No. So I just, yeah, I was not having that one. So they offered me, they pushed it back to September 11th, and then the opponent changed. So I was
Okay.
like, okay. Which actually, Julia Budd's supposed to be fighting on this card this evening. And I was actually supposed to be her opponent.
Oh, okay. Okay.
Yeah, but they wanted that for September, and I was like, cool, let's do it. But then they're like, no, August 20th. I'm like, nah, that's too short.
Yeah.
I want to have a full camp. I want to do better. And, I don't give a shit what people say if they want to say I was, being a coward about it. And I'm like, screw you. It's my camp. I'll do what I want.
Yeah.
The fight will be there.
Right.
So, I wanted September, and they gave me the date. Just the opponent changed. And I was like, oh, okay, cool.
Next up. Come on.
Yeah,
Oh, that's
we're all
awesome.
going to fight. Yeah, we're all going to fight each other, so whatever.
Yep. Oh, so good. That's going to be a great fight. Can't wait for that. Hey, I wanted to transition to a couple fun questions here for us. I've got these things, they're called pod decks. Essentially, they're just random questions. So I'm going to pull one out. Hopefully it's not a flop, and we'll see how it goes here.
Go.
This one says, okay, if you were stranded on a desert island and you could choose one person to keep you company, who would it be?
I think my partner's probably going to kill me for not saying her, but I would think my coach, CJ.
Okay.
Because he and I sit and have some really cool conversations. Like, if I'm going to be stuck with anybody, I think, regardless of survival situations and what you're trying to do, knowledge and whatever somebody else has. Because, I guess to help me survive, my partner would definitely be number one, because she's more military. She's very, very smart when it comes to certain things. Like we've sat at lakes, and she's taken like sticks and built a little hut out of it before and stuff like that. She's brilliant. She's very brilliant with those.
That's awesome.
Things. Yeah, but I think for entertainment reasons, I would probably choose my coach CJ, just because he and I sit and we talk and we bullshit and we pick each other, and he's a fun guy. He's a really fun guy.
Very cool. I'm a music guy, so I always have to ask this question. What's your favorite type of music, or do you have a favorite band?
I don't know. My music taste is a little versatile.
Okay.
I used to be a huge heavy metal rocker, so I still kind of have those roots.
Sure.
I don't quite listen to as aggressive of music as I used to, but and I think just with my age, my mentality has kind of changed. There's stuff that I used to listen to that I listen to now, and I'm like, I can't even,
Yeah, totally.
But but it depends. I mean, I like a good voice. I like a good strong male voice specifically. So like some of the rock bands I listen to, they have really good singers like Seven Dust and Breaking Benjamin and Red. Bands like that whose singers just excel, with their voices. Killswitch Engage, those kind of guys. But then I also like I've really gotten into Rag and Bone Man. I don't know if you know who he is.
No.
His song Humans got really popular off of like a movie and stuff like that.
Okay.
And he does a few collaborations here and there. But I really like him. He's become kind of an artist that I go to when I just gotta have that soul, He's got like southern rock soul feel to his music.
Okay.
And then I still rock out to my older blues rocks and stuff. Like I really, really like Kenny Wayne Shepherd.
Yeah.
I've been a fan of that band since I was a kid.
Okay. Yeah.
So, like I said, it's versatile. It really depends on where I'm at and what I'm doing and what I want to listen to.
Right on.
And even like my partner and I, she's actually gotten me into a lot of piano and like lighter orchestras and stuff like that, because she plays piano. So sometimes she throws on certain stuff that's just super relaxing and beautiful to listen to. So it just it depends on the moment what we're doing. If I'm barbecuing, I'm going to listen to one thing. If I'm working on something, I'm going to listen to one thing. If we're just relaxing and kind of having a leisure day, I'm going to listen to something different. It depends on the atmosphere.
Yeah. A last question for you. Describe your perfect day.
My perfect day would probably involve a nap.
Okay. Mine too.
Yeah, my perfect day, I find time to take a nap.
Yeah, totally. Oh, that's awesome.
yeah, I don't know. I guess just my perfect day, just start off with, coffee with my partner and a nice leisure morning, spending time together, and then, a day out working on the farm with a few projects here and there, just knocking out, small things. And I don't know. Yeah, just finding time to enjoy what's around you. I think so many people get themselves locked into such a schedule, into such a routine, they forget to let's just relax. Let's go sit by the lake. Let's go to the river. And
Yep.
just go watch the sunset. Let's go walk in the field and hang out with the horses. And just, yeah. So I don't know, just a day without stress and frustration.
Sounds like a perfect day to me. Amanda, I wanted to also give you an opportunity to give a shout out to coaches, teammates, sponsors, anything like that. The camera's all yours.
Thank you. I appreciate it. Well, I wanted to say thank you to my coaches from Warrior Camp, Pablo Alfonso and CJ Phillips. They've been working real hard with me, and just all my teammates from out there. I much appreciate everything that they've been doing to get me ready for all this. I really do appreciate it. And then I picked up some pretty good sponsors for this fight, so I'm excited. Iron Jaw Mouth Guards came on board. Defense Soap, they've always had my back. Doc Howard from Zionics, he's my chiropractor. He'll be coming actually with me to the show. And my physical therapist, Lane Kinetics, he's been really, really good to me. Gut Uppercut, my nutritionist. Big thank you to Clinch Gear for supplying my banner and my clothing. My manager from Relentless Sports Management and Marketing, he's been working real hard to get this fight going. He also has a new podcast that he's doing out of a infrared sauna, as well as a hot sauce called Hot as Balls. So that'll be on my banner this time. It's hilarious.
It's awesome.
All right. And then Cryo Recovery Zone out here in Coeur d'Alene, Idaho. Been a great place to go for me to get my recovery and get in the cryo tube and get my body back up to par. My family, they have their own, my family back home, they have their own home inspection company called Birdall Inspection. So if anybody in the Salem, Lebanon, Oregon area needs a home inspection done, give Birdall Inspection a call. Also a local sponsor that I picked up who is really good friends with my partner. These two gals, they run a farm called Naked Acres Farms. They've come on board with just some good support, and so just everybody who's been out there supporting me, who's cheering me on and bringing me good wishes and stuff. I much appreciate all you guys. My partner has been through hell and back with this camp, but she's wonderful. So I mean, I love her, and I thank her so much for being strong and being supportive of everything we got going on. So thank you for having me on. I really, really appreciate the time you spent giving me this interview. Really, I do.
That's awesome. Awesome. Thank you, man. I really appreciate it.
Thank you so much for watching the show today. I so appreciate it. Please leave a comment down below. Leave us a review. Share this video. We want to get it in front of as many people as we can. I'm going to continue to bring on the best guests possible from world changers, entrepreneurs, success-minded people, and the best up-and-coming fighters, real stories. We are creating visionaries here on this channel. Thank you so much for checking it out. Have an awesome day.